Well, hello, boys and girls. I'm at my life coach Inga's house again. We are preparing for our Wild Lube Twister tournament tomorrow. I have to get the U-Haul up and running and revved up. We got to head over to Costco, pick up our vat of lube, and of course, Nutella that we're going to need. We may need to use two. It's getting pretty popular, so we may need two U-Hauls this time. It's quite the party that we have for sure. If you want to join us, you can head over to my YouTube channel at my NHL Pearls of Wisdom, and you can get all the information there. Okay, we are on to the New York Islanders, and this is a sort of ongoing projection and looking back at what I predicted, and also looking at what I think the Islanders should do, or your team should do, and what I think they actually will do. For the Islanders, I predicted them to miss the playoffs horribly, probably like third worst. Top three worst in the league, and it looks like they're heading that direction. But as it stands right now, they fired Capuano, who my condolences to him. He did good work there actually, and I think he is a good coach. He'll probably see work again, and brought in Dougie Weight, and Dougie Weight seems to have instilled some life into these guys. They're not going to miss the playoffs at all, but they may do actually a bad thing and maybe move up the rankings more than they should, so they don't get as good of a chance at a prospect. But at least if you're a fan, you can watch some wins for a while. What I think the Islanders should do, I think they should fire their ownership. Their ownership is an absolute mess. They need to get an arena deal somewhere where it's not in Brooklyn. A lot of people don't realize this, but Snow did not just not give Okposo a contract. Okposo didn't want to stay. And it's not because he's a whiny bugger or anything like that. It's just when you have that much money and you're as good at what you do, you don't have to be in bad situations, so you're going to move on. He was friends with Jack Eichel, and he decided to go that direction instead of have to travel to Brooklyn and all of that you have to do right now in that arena, not knowing exactly where the next arena is going to be. There's a lot of question marks in that organization. So what really needs to be done is that this is my life coach Inga, by the way. She doesn't want to be on camera. Anyways, they need a new arena, and Snow's been put in a really bad spot. So if you're sitting there going, oh, Snow's got to go, I don't know about that. Before this all went down, Snow actually did some pretty progressive stuff. He did some things that were different, but they actually were working out not too bad. I kind of like him for the league because he's got so much character and he likes to do things off the cuff. So maybe that's the reason why I don't want him to go. What they're going to do in the future, I think he's going to have no choice but to go after free agents this year. He's got to get fannies in those seats. They are already in a rebuild. With Okposo going, they took a gamble on Ladd and it hasn't worked out so far, but I just have a feeling it will. I think what happened with Ladd is he came into the situation and then got into the game situation and realized, oh my gosh, this is a mess. What have I done? And it's taken him a while to wrap his head around the fact that he's there and he's going to be there a long time, so he better get used to it. I think you're going to see, for all you fantasy guys, Ladd's going to have a better second half. Sign him up. You're going to see him score more goals. You're going to see him be more calm. When he was on the ice, he looked a little bit disheveled, and I think that was he looked like he was a little bit lost, and I think that was because, like I said, I don't think the morale in that room was very good when he got in there. And part of the reason why he was signed was to change the morale in that room. And that's another reason why Okposo didn't leave. If if or left is because if morale's low, it's not fun to go to work, and it's not even if you love doing what you do. So you see guys like, look at Vanek. I mean, Vanek, they offered Vanek $8 million a year, and he turned it down. Now, why would that be? Okay, now he wants to play in Minnesota, but he signed there for $2 million less. You're going to give up $2 million because you like to hang out with your buds? I think there was more to it than that. What I would do in this situation, well, take your high draft pick and hope that guys like Ladd and stuff can level things out a little bit. I understand why they did what they did. They needed a new culture in there. They needed some positive people to come in, and that's what I would do. I would look at the character of some of the people, some of the free agents out there. It's guys that are known for being positive influences in the league, and that don't seem to be bothered by. Seem to be bothered by conflicts and difficulties that happen throughout a season. I can't really think of anybody on the top of my head who I would say there was one guy in Washington. What was his name? He went to Toronto after that. If it comes to me, I'll let you know. But he was a type of player that was like that. He can change the whole culture of your team just by being there. Although he's older and he's not able to play in the league right now. But Cullen is a good example in Pittsburgh. He's one of those guys that you can bring in and it just changes the whole culture of your team. He seems to be able to get people to mellow out, take things as they are, and not be too freaked out about it. That's what you need. I imagine that's what they thought Ladd was, and I think Ladd probably is, but it probably took him a while to adjust, or it's taken a while for his influence to come in, and I think that took away from his game, because maybe he started wondering if he could be the person that's going to help that situation out, or maybe they needed more. But that's what I would do. I think you have no choice but to do that. You got to bring in some character guys. Hope that these young guys like this is another thing that has happened, is affected the development of guys like Strome. It's tough being in a tough environment when you're just trying to get yourself to be an NHL player on top of it. So it's a snowball effect, and it happens. One thing I have to say that Dominic Hasek looks like he's no longer going to be there anymore, and for teams out there, and for you fantasy guys, this guy has handled this extremely well and been a rock all the way through it. So if you're needing a goaltender on your team, I'd be calling up your general manager and saying, get Dominic Hasek, because he has been excellent through everything that's been going on there. Well, that's my full 42 again for you today. I'm off to the U-Haul, and I'll tell you all the results of our tournament tomorrow with our well-lubed twister. I'm sure you'll be on the edge of your seat, but I have to go. Remember, look me up at my NHL Pearls of Wisdom, and I'll talk to you next about maybe the Rangers. Have a great day. Lots of love to you.